From Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough, Massachusetts, it's the EFL on ABT as we kick off the 1992 season with an exhibition extravaganza featuring the Marlboro Shamrocks and the Moscow Giants. Hello, everybody. I'm John Horrigan, joined by Peter McGowan. Tonight, the first game officially, I guess, of the season in 1992 pits the 1991 Eastern Football League champion, the seven-time Eastern Football League champion Marlboro Shamrocks against the fledgling Moscow Giants. Should be a good game. Okay, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this.
We're with Lenny Magliola here. I hope I said that correctly, Lenny.
Good job.
Thank you. From the Middlesex News. And we're going to be enjoying the game here tonight between the Marlboro Shamrocks and the Moscow Giants. It's a new twist in the league, bringing in the Russians.
Well, it's obviously not a league game, but there's been a lot of excitement, and the Russian players have had a chance to be with them a couple of days at Foxborough Stadium when they got a tour over there early in the week, and at practice here the other night when the two sort of had a cooperative practice session, and they're thrilled. They're really tickled to death. This is the third stop on about a 7-game North American tour, and quite candidly, I guess the people in Marlborough have been much nicer and much more open and have embraced them a lot better than a couple of the other stops in New York and Pennsylvania. So even if they lose tonight, when the Shamrocks are heavy favorites, shall we say, I think these Russians are going to be hard-pressed to leave. They might want to be adopted by these families.
Well, give them a meal, give them a house, give them a bed to sleep in, and they'll play. They've already lost 2 games, one to Charlotte, North Carolina. They lost that 24-4, so they haven't scored yet, if you figured it out. It's 2 safeties, as Lenny informed me, and they also lost to Longport, New York, and they lost 28-0 there. But 8-game schedule, okay, they're going to be playing who? Ottawa?
Ottawa, Canada after this, and they make a swing through the Midwest and down to Virginia and in the Washington area, and they play 7 or 8 games and just get a feel. Really, they're here to learn about the game. They're, a lot of these guys, they're good athletes in their own right. Most of them are track and field men, but they have an interest and a passion. Hey, most American sports are quite popular around the world. The ones that aren't are starting to grow. Basketball is big now. Certainly baseball in a lot of countries now. They're playing in Australia. They're playing in Russia also. But football takes a special talent, takes a special size to play this game, and a real knowledge. So they're really learning. I don't think they're too concerned about how they do in the win-loss record. They just want to learn how to play the game, and what better way to do it than to play a game against the Shamrocks.
Here in the E.F.L, exactly. They are a lot smaller, Lenny. Stature-wise, Shamrocks seem to tower over.
Moscow at Marlborough. Now that's what you call a road game.
Champs, though. Marlboro Shamrocks. Did you go to the game last year, 8-6?
Oh, great game. This is a great organization. I mean, the price these fellas pay. And not just the Shamrocks, but everybody in the EFL. But the price they pay just to play. I mean, a lot of these guys. Hey, most of them are, over 30. They have families, they have jobs, they have so many responsibilities. It's purely the love of the game that keeps them going. It's just a tribute to their heart and their desire and love of the game of football.
Exactly, and it's also well coached, Lenny. They have some good plays out there, trick plays and so forth, and they seem to know what they're doing. The Shamrocks have a lot of returning starters. They look very healthy this year. Frank Fay is not going to play tonight, but I guess he's healthy and he's going to play this year.
Well, this team is loaded. I mean, they've had, if you think they sit on their laurels after winning a championship, they do not. They went out and improved their team. They got Chester, the great back from Leominster. They've got a receiver from UMass who was Palazzi's favorite target. This team, if anything, is better. So that's a credit to Bobby Brennan and Bobby Kays, the owner, and the whole organization for not sitting back and saying, well, we won last year and we're one of the top semi-pro teams in the country, so we'll just let it be. No waiting around. They go out and improve the team.
Scott Chester, I don't know if that's who you were referring, who played with Palazzi in high school. They also have a couple of new players, defensive lineman Scott Luminello, and also Pallerini playing. He was the offensive lineman of the year last year, and he came from Worcester as well. So this team is stacked, as you said, and they're looking to maybe go again, but we never know. Right tonight we got Russia, and we'll see what happens here.
We'll go from Russia to the Randolph. How's that?
To Randolph. Aren't they going to Montreal this year as well?
Yeah, they've got a terrific, well-rounded schedule. Maybe this is the World Football League. We don't know it, huh?
But we'll be back. Thank you, Lenny. We're going to be back right here on ABT, the EFL on ABT. Tonight, this is before the game here, and we've got Damone Nobile ready to do the weather for you. I'm Peter McGowan. John will be on soon. Damone, you just felt a raindrop.
Well, I think it just came from this pole. Actually, Peter, I think I'm going to go out on a limb on this forecast. And I'm going to go for one chance of a shower during this game time. Most of the first half will be rain-free. Humidity is going to be up there around 95% with a light south wind, which won't help the game out at all. Now, later on in the game, there will be a period of moderate to heavy rain showers, but I don't think there'll be any thunderstorm activity due to the ABT radio frequency is showing us no thunderstorm activity in the area or south of us. Everything is starting to move due north. I think that's going to keep any thunderstorm activity away from us for most of the game.
Well, that's good because we're going to have a great game here. The Russians just showed up. It's going to be the Marlboro Shamrocks versus the Moscow Giants on ABT, the EFL on ABT. We'll be right back.
From Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough, Massachusetts, it's the EFL on ABT, an exhibition matchup between the Moscow Giants and the Marlboro Shamrocks. Hello, everybody. I'm John Horrigan, joined by Peter McGowan. And tonight, on the summer solstice, the first day of summer, June 20th, 1992, here at Marlborough, Massachusetts, we're going to be seeing something unprecedented, Peter. This is a battle in American football for the bragging rights of a hemisphere.
Well, it's great. The Russians came over, John. I don't know if we can call them Russians anymore, what have you, but the champs are ready to take them on. The Eastern Football League champs of last year, Marlboro Shamrocks, coming off an 8-6 victory over the Randolph Oilers.
Yep. The Shamrocks have won the Eastern Football League 7 times. They have a total record since 1965 of 206 wins, 72 losses, and 2 ties. The Moscow Giants, well, they're in their first season of the Euro-Asian League of American Football, and they lost the final game of the USSR Super Bowl I to the Moscow Bears. And the first thing they did after that loss was to make the team stronger. And they changed, actually they were known as the Moscow Swans in that Super Bowl I of the Soviet Union that took place last year. And they decided to change their name to the Giants. They have a bunch of excellent athletes that include former weightlifters, bobsledders, gymnasts, boxers. The 5 Moscow Bear players, namely Igor Zhiltsov, their quarterback, Edward Zanye, who's not playing tonight. He's a powerful running back. He used to play for the USSR National Rugby Union team. And, of course, their unstoppable linebacker, Alexander Katzman. They actually made the Bears, helped the Moscow Bears win the Super Bowl. And now they're playing for the Moscow Giants. Again, the Shamrocks have a tremendous tradition. There's been a team since the early 1900s in Marlborough in one shape or another. They're coached by Bob Brennan in his 2nd season. And Bob came back last year to coach the Marlborough Shamrocks to a league championship, as Peter mentioned. And he did say that over the Randolph Oilers 8-6, Pete, which we covered, and it concluded with a 41-yard field goal miss by Randolph's Ray Almeida.
That was a great game. That was in late September, I believe, John. It was a great game. Great night for a game, and it was an excellent action down there. And the Marlboro Shamrocks is ready to do it again out here tonight. And the Giants from Moscow.
Now here is the Soviet national anthem. former Soviet Union national anthem.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now here is the American national anthem, sung by Paul Brennan. Paula.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous sunlight were red hot we were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets will crash, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Well, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the heart of the brave?
National anthem sung by Paula Brennan. Okay, Peter, the Marlboro Shamrocks, as we said last year, 9-1. They defeated Randolph in the Eastern Football League title game 8-6. They got there by beating the Worcester County Tigers by a score of 20-3. And then they went on to the Nationals for the Minor League Football Alliance. They beat the defending champion Scranton Eagles 23-21, who won the national title in 1990. Then they went on to defeat the Albany Metro Maulers by a score of 38-33, and then they lost to the Brooklyn Mariners 23-10, who ended up winning the national title in 1991. So the Shamrocks have a lot of postseason experience, and they have a lot of traveling experience. They've gone up and they played Ottawa, the Ottawa Bootleggers, tight 2 years ago in Ottawa, so they are certainly familiar to international competition.
Well, exactly, and John, and they're going to be going to Montreal to play against the Montreal team. I didn't do my homework again, but I don't know the name. Pardon me.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me. The Marlboro Shamrocks are owned by Bob Kays. The head coach is Bob Brennan in his second year, and his associate head coach and defensive coordinator is Jim Attaway. The equipment manager is Ron Martell. They're introducing the players now. This is Oleg Nikishin, number 3, being introduced. Igor Zhiltsov, he's the quarterback, 6'1", 198. He's being followed out to the field by Andrei Makarov. He's a tackle, 5'7", 253. This is outside linebacker Vladimir Turchinsky. This is number 19, Andrei Isayev. He's a backup quarterback, 6'2", 209. Number 20, Michael Trukanovich. He's a halfback, 6 foot, 205. Oleg Sadov. He's a 5'10", 176-pound cornerback. Andre Mignalo. He's a 6'1", 220 fullback. Number 36, Alexei Shlapnikov. He's a cornerback, 6'2", 194. Number 37, Alexander Sheglovsky. He's a fullback, 5'8", 184. Here's number 42. He's a nose tackle, Andrei Gromov, 6'5", 295 pounds. Number 43, Alexei Baranov. He's a strong safety, 6'4", 211 pounds. Number 44, Andrei Trusov. He's a cornerback, 6 foot, 178 pounds. Here's number 47, Alexander Martinov. He's a free safety, 6'3", 183 pounds. Number 50, Alexander Medvetsky. He's a right outside linebacker, 6'6", 242. Here's number 55, Alexander Katzman, the right inside linebacker. He is the player to watch on defense for Moscow. Here's number 60, Sergei Novikov. He's a center, 6'2", 224 pounds. 61 is Eugene Karpov, a right guard, 6'7", 298 pounds. Look at the size of him, Peter. Number 62, Vladimir Misev. He's a 6'2", 222-pound linebacker. And here's number 63, the left defensive end, Alexander Goroshko. He's a 6'4", 264-pounder. Number 65, Valery Likhanov. He's a left tackle, 6'6", 253. He's an offensive lineman and a big one. Number 67, Andrei Zakharov. He's a 5'11", 246-pounder defensive end. Here's number 7, Victor Bili. He's the right tackle on the offensive line, 6'6", 253 pounds. These guys are built machines. Alexander Pilchin. He's the nose tackle, 6'6", 297. Here's number 72, Vladimir Kishayev. He's a 6'4", 280-pound guard. Number 73, Valery Matyanov. He's a defensive end, 6'1", 245 pounds. Number 74 is Victor Lobanov, a tight end, 6'3", 210 pounds. Number 75 is Vadim Arkhipov. He's a left guard, 6'4", 253 pounds. Number 77, Oleg Sapega. He's a defensive end, 6'3", 205 pounds. Here's number 80, Alexander Kondrachuk. He's a 6'2", 198-pound wide receiver. This is Vasily Salyachev. He's a 6'2", 180-pound wide receiver. This is the coach of the team, Maxim Marchenko, a flanker, 6'1", 186 pounds. Number 86 is Eugene Vag. He's a linebacker, 6'2", 220 pounds. Number 88 is Dmitry Andrianov. He's a tight end, 6'4", 229 pounds. These guys are monsters, Pete. Number 97, Andrei Balashov. He's a defensive end, 6'6", 247 pounds. Number 99, Boris Fedorov. He's a linebacker, 229 pounds at 6'2". And number 98, Valery Holin, a free safety, 6'2", 207 pounds.
Looks like it might have been tough to make the cut on this team, John. They're all giants out there, and that's literally, and that's maybe that's why they changed their name. But I was informed that it's like a private fund that sent them here to America. So making the cut must have been tough because they're really getting a good show here in America.
Andrew Akulov, number 83, is the final player to be introduced. He helped us out, Pete, with the interpretation before the game. Let's look at the head coaching staff. Maxim Marchenko is the head coach. He wears number 82. In 1989, he started playing American football in Moscow for the Bears. In 1990, he joined the Moscow Swans as a playing offensive coach. Since then, he never missed a single game played by the Swans, who are now the Giants. And after the Euro Bowl game against Helsinki Roosters, was titled the best offensive player. Presently, he's the team's head coach. There's a resounding applause by about the 2,000 fans here at Kelleher Stadium for the Moscow Giants. In 1989, Maxim Marchenko graduated from Moscow Region PE College, and he is the USSR champion and winner of a number of contests in track and field. His assistant coaches are Boris Zaechuk, Eugene Vag, Zaechuk handling the offensive line, Vag the linebackers. The defensive coordinator is Konstantin Kozhevnikov, and the offensive coordinator is handled by Maxim Marchenko. This is Greg Moore, number 2, being introduced for Marlborough, a wide receiver. Here's number 4, John Toyas, the kicker. Mike Grassis is number 5. Number 6 is Rich Flecka. Here's number 7, Steve Cavallo, a defensive back, 5'10", 170 pounds. Dave Palazzi, the quarterback, 6'2", 190 pounds. Last year, Palazzi, Pete? We'll get to his stats in a bit. Here, the introductions as it continue. Joe DeFalco, number 10. Number 13 is Dennis Kelly. Dennis Kelly is playing in his 206th consecutive game, dating back to 1976. He's been playing semi-pro football for 27 seasons, Pete.
Incredible. Lou Gehrig disease. No, pardon me, but said it again. Frank Fay's coming back, John, this year. He's not going to be playing tonight, I was informed earlier, but he's another powerhouse bringing for this team in the backfield.
Don Guerin, Eric Cox, Dan Olson, Jeff Chema, Phil Knowles being introduced. He's the punter. Here's Frank Fay, 21, as Pete was speaking of. Sean Linehan, 23. 28, Scott Chester. 30 is Mike Harpin. 33, Tom Grasso. He's 6 foot, 185 pounds. Mark Sari, number 38. Chuck Eck, 42. Pete Jackson, the fullback, 5'10", 235. He's from the University of New Hampshire. Number 47, Rob Lambert, tight end, 6 foot, 215 pounds, from Worcester State. Carl Hume, linebacker, 6'1", 205 from UMass. Paul Nasuti, outside offensive lineman, 6 foot, 230 pounds from Marlborough High. Bill Grasso, 6'1", 225, Marlborough High. Ken Bartucci, 5'10", 185, Worcester State. Larry Heindel, defensive tackle, 6'1", 275, Utah State. Ken Johnson, offensive tackle, 5'11", 270, Colgate. Ed Perkins, 6'1", 250, Wayland High School. Dave Rupert, 6'2", 240, Washburn University. Paul Skopetsky, he's a tackle, 6'1", 250, Holy Cross. Brian Ty, defensive tackle, 6'1", 265, Framingham State. Terry Donovan, defensive tackle, 6'3", 275, Plymouth State. Eric Starr, right guard, 5'10", 265, Worcester State. Chad Rainville, linebacker, 5'7", 160, Assabet Valley High School. Jim Murray, right tackle, 6'3", 300 pounds, Westchester State. Eric Hackendorf, defensive tackle, 6'2", 255, Springfield. John Benziger, 76, tackle, 6'3", 285, UMass. Larry Dory, 77, 6 foot, 225, Worcester Academy. Mark Balzerini, 6'1", 280, Whoopee State. Mike Sloan, wide receiver, Allegheny. Andy Garrow, Foley, tight end, Clinton High School. Seth Lamburn, defensive back, Assabet Valley High School. 90, Ross McCree, Lincoln Sudbury High School. Jeff Rainville, 91, Worcester State. Kevin Morrissey, 92, Worcester State. 93 is Paul Perrant, 6 foot, 215, U Lowell. 94, Andy Miller, 5'11", 250, Wayland High School. 98, Scott Luminello, 6 foot, 270, Fullerton State. Number 99, Brian Earl, linebacker, 6 foot, 260, Syracuse. And Bob Brennan, the head coach of the Shamrocks. So the Giants are on a tour of 7 cities, Pete. They've already played 2, Lockport, New York, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
They play Ottawa, the Bootleggers. We went up there, John. They play Albany, New York. They play Richmond, Virginia, and then they rounded out with Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep, good way to end the trip in Cleveland. So they don't cross the Mississippi, I don't think, Pete. So.
Oh, well, that's good. Excellent. They're down in Cleveland, maybe, go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So, an international flavor to this, the EFL and ABT. John Horrigan along with Peter McGowan. We're joined by Damone and Larry Nobile. Larry Nobile, our videographer on the roof. Should be an exciting contest tonight. The Giants, as Pete said, in Lockport, New York, then Charlotte, then Randolph, Mass. Then they go to Ottawa, Ontario. And they go up to Albany, New York, Cleveland, Ohio, Richmond, Virginia, and then they go back. We want to thank Marina Shulkin for helping us out with the translations tonight. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is George Murphy Sr., the umpire Tom English, the head linesman Dave McCarthy, the back judge Dave Carter, the field judge Pat Murphy, the line judge is Jim Kearney, and the clock operator is Freddie Flag Gardner. There you see Bob Brennan out on the field. Shamrocks, so many people putting this thing together. Peter O'Kane, Wayne Lee, Paul Bartlett, the president of the EFL, Bob Kays from Marlborough, Bob Brennan, his whole staff. The word is on Moscow, Pete. They're very strong. If you're going to run up the gut, you're going to be in trouble. But as soon as you throw in some trick plays, then they get confused. Okay, Moscow will be kicking off. Kicking off for the Moscow Giants will be Oleg Nikishin. He wears number 3.
The Russians are more in a learning mode, John. The Moscow team, they You know, when they played in New York and in Charlotte, they only scored 4 points, and that, of course, you know, 2 safeties. But they are a big team, and they get to learn their football. Watch out. Here we go.
Jeff Gemma, number 17, is deep, and flanked to his left is Greg Moore, number 2. It'll go to Gemna at about the 9. Across the 19 to the 25, across the 30, still on his feet before he's racked up at the 36 by Vladimir Turchinsky and also Alexander Medvetsky. Okay, offensively for the Marlboro Shamrocks, the center is 79, Mike Balzerini. The right guard is 69, Eric Starr. The left guard, Ed Perkins, number 58. The right tackle, 71, Jim Murray. The left tackle, 76, John Benzinger. The tight end is 47, Rob Lambert. The flanker, 82, Jim Petkowitz. And number 2, Greg Moore is the wide receiver. The quarterback is number 8, Dave Palazzi. The halfback, 38, Mark Sari. And the fullback is 44, Pete Jackson. 1st and 10 from the 36. A drop. The pass is complete to Greg Moore across the 40, the 45, midfield, and there he goes. There's a flag on the play, and Moore goes all the way for the touchdown. Greg Moore goes 64 yards on the play, but there's a flag down, and it will be against the Shamrocks.
Long drop by Palazzi opened things up for Moore to come across from the left side and make the pass over the middle. A lot of open running room, but there is a flag on the play. Against Marlborough, so they're going to take it back. That open style really looks good tonight. On that play, it did really open things up for them.
Is a call against the Shamrocks. They'll be backed up 5 yards. Illegal receiver downfield. Here's a starting lineup defensively for the Moscow Giants. The nose tackle is 42, Andrei Gromov. The left defensive end, 63, Alexander Goroshko. The right defensive end, 97, Andrei Balashov. The left inside linebacker, 86, Eugene Vag. The right inside linebacker, 55, Alexander Katzman. And the handoff goes to the fullback, Pete Jackson. He gets back the 5 that they lost, perhaps 6. We'll call it 5. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Continuing the starting lineups, the right outside linebacker, 50, for Moscow is Alexander Medvetsky. The left outside linebacker is number 9, Vladimir Turchinsky. The left cornerback, Oleg Sadov, number 31. The right cornerback, 44, Andrei Trusov. The strong safety, 43, Alexei Baranov. And the free safety is 47, Alexander Martinov. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 9. Palazzi gives the handoff here to Rob Lambert, the tight end, and Lambert is bumped out of bounds. Actually kept in bounds at the 43. He was knocked out by the left corner, Oleg Sadov.
Lambert busting open across midfield out to the 44 of Moscow. 20-yard gain on the play. Brings up a 1st and 10 here for Marlborough.
1st and 10. That's the first down. Palazzi. This is the handoff to Mark Sari. Sweeping to the right side. Sari has the 1st down across the 30. Finally dragged down at the 26. He was met by Alexander Medvetsky along with Andrei Trusov.
Another 1st down here. Big run on the play. Good size gainer there. Get into 1st down territory.
It was a gain of 14 on the play for Sari. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks as they are on the move early here in the 1st quarter. Here's a pass for Greg Moore. He has it for the touchdown. Greg Moore catches a 25-yard pass from Dave Palazzi. Marlborough leads 6-0.
So many times last year, Palazzi to Moore. Moore had a couple steps on his defensive backs, and Palazzi just lofted it up right into the breadbasket. 6 points. Didn't take that long. Time's being kept on the field. Where's Damone when you need him? You got the 3 minutes. 3 minutes left. Speak of the devil.
3 minutes has elapsed, so with 15-minute quarters in the EFL, 12 minutes to play. Marlborough with a 6-0 lead. Moore catching a 25-yard pass from Dave Palazzi. Palazzi had 2 touchdown passes in the regular season last year. He threw one in the final game. I believe it was 14 for 20 in the finals last year. The kick is up, and it is good by John Toyas. So with 12 minutes to play in the opening quarter, Marlborough takes a 7-0 lead over Moscow.
Didn't take long. 7-0 in favor of the Shamrocks. Took 3-4 plays to get into the end zone. Strike from Palazzi to Moore. 25 yards and 7 points for the Shamrocks. So it didn't take them long. The line of scrimmage really doing a good job giving the QB there, Palazzi, a lot of open time to throw the ball.
Okay, starting lineups offensively for the Moscow Giants. The center is Sergei Novikov. The right guard is Eugene Karpov. The left guard is Vadim Arkhipov. The right tackle is Victor Bili. The left tackle is Valery Likhanov. The flanker is Maxim Marchenko. The wide receiver, Andro Akulov. The tight end is Dmitry Andrianov. The quarterback is Igor Zhiltsov. The halfback is Michael Turkanovich. And the fullback is Alexander Sheglovsky. I'll get these names down pat before the game's out, Pete.
I believe you will. We'll be seeing the first offensive move by these Giants here, John. See what they can do.
And we're going to see Marlborough shuttling in their entire team tonight. Okay, Torres will kick off. He's going to kick it deep. It'll be fielded by, Sheglovsky is going to end up letting it roll out. That was a smart play by Sheglovsky.
All the Shamrocks were down there. They just wanted him to pick it up, licking their chops, ready to nail him down deep in his own end. But it's going to have to be kicked over, as it did go out of bounds. It only by half a ball.
He knew an American trick.
That's right, American trick, John. Just waited for it to go out. Kind of like waiting for the foul ball to go, the bunt to go foul. Nevertheless, we've got another kickoff coming by the Shamrocks.
Okay, so Alexander Sheglovsky, number 37, who let that ball roll out of bounds smartly as it forces the Shamrocks to back up 5 and kick from the 30. He is being flanked to his left by number 44, Andrei Trusov, who stand at their own 10. So Toyas is forced to kick it over. Beautiful evening, Pete. Overcast. Temperature at game time 70 degrees. Wind blowing from the south, gusting up to 10 miles per hour. Visibility at about 3.5 miles with a ceiling at 2,500 feet. Rain is in the forecast. Now the kick goes off Michael Trukanovich's arms. He picks it up at the 19, and he is swarmed over at the 30.
A little bit of miscommunication down there, and didn't get as good a return as they might have been able to get. They did get it out to the 31-yard line. That's where the Moscow offense will take over.
Defensively for the Marlborough Shamrocks, the nose guard is 94, Andy Miller. The left defensive tackle, 92, Kevin Morrissey. The right defensive tackle, 56, Larry Heindel. The right outside linebacker, 54, Kent Fartucci. The left outside linebacker is Paul Perrant. First play goes to Alexander Sheglovsky. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost one. Continuing the defensive alignment, the inside linebackers for Marlborough are Carl Hume, 49, and also Larry Dory, 77. In the defensive backfield, the strong safety, 27-year veteran, number 13, Dennis Kelly. The free safety, 23, Sean Linehan. The right corner, 17, Jeff Gemma. And the left corner, 33, Tom Grasso. So we'll call it 2nd and 11, movement along the line.
Good hit on the last play by Dory there behind the line of scrimmage. He was helped out by Morrissey on the play. Illegal motion against the Giants.
That scoring drive for Marlborough goes 5 plays on 64 yards. Okay. 6 plays for 64. So it's now 2nd down and 16 as Moscow was penalized. This is Alexander Sheglovsky again, and he squirms his way across the 25 to the 27, picked up perhaps 3.
He did have to squirm there, John. He was followed by the surging Marlborough defense. Followed him down. It's going to be 3rd down and long here from Marlborough's own 26-yard line.
So it's 3rd down. for Moscow. Zhiltsov wants to pass. Steps up, runs out of trouble, and is finally belted out of bounds. Perhaps picked up a yard. Igor Zhiltsov, the quarterback, forced out of bounds.
Vartucci, I believe, was on the play there, John, to chase the quarterback out of bounds. He had nowhere to go. It's going to bring up 4th down here. Good D exhibited by the Marlborough team. 4th down.
I can't believe the size of the city. We don't have a bowling alley. We don't have one guy.
Jeff Gemma and Greg Moore are deep for this punt. There's a timeout on the field. Dennis Kelly comes over to talk to head coach Bob Brennan.
Dennis Kelly plays strong safety on the Marlborough defense. As we mentioned, he's been in the league for a number of years.
Number 1, Alexei Gromov, is back to punt for the Moscow Giants. And he just gets it off. Oh, and he was roughed up. There's a flag in the play. Moore will let it bounce and knocks it down. The punter, Alexei Gromov, was roughed up.
Paul Parent got back there, but the punter got it off, and the flag was thrown. It's going to be 15 yards and a 1st down here for Moscow. So the first break of the game goes Moscow's way.
Alexei Gromov was roughed up. It's a 15-yard penalty, a 1st down for the Moscow Giants. Marlborough has been penalized 3 times for 25 yards so far here in the first quarter. The ball sits at the 42-yard line as Moscow gets a break there, Pete.
Sure did. Paul Parent was back there real quick. It was just inches that ball wasn't blocked.
1st and 10 for the Giants. Coming wide to the near side is Marchenko. This is Michael Trukanovich, the halfback, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He loses 2 on the play.
Stacked up there, lost a good 2 yards on the play. So Marlborough really getting right back there, controlling the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down for Moscow.
John Ralston, who used to coach the Denver Broncos and Boston Patriots, went over to Moscow and helped them with American football. Now they have 3 receivers lined up to the near side and a lone setback. Now Zhiltsov. It gives on a draw play to Andre Mignalo, the fullback, and he didn't want it. He lost about a yard on the play.
Zhiltsov did like a stutter step there, John, like to try to freeze the defense, but the defense was too busy surging towards the ball, and once he gave it to the back was just swallowed up and buried. He didn't want it. 3rd down now.
Moscow 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions so far. We're in the first quarter with about 6 minutes to play. 3rd and about 12. Zhiltsov rolls out and throws it underneath. Attempted to Alexander Sheglovsky, but it was short. That'll bring up 4th down. That'll bring off Gromov again.
Paul Parent back there in the quarterback's pocket and forced him to throw the ball quicker than he wanted to. It falls incomplete. Brings back the punter for the Giants. Here, great defense displayed by the Shamrocks.
So it's 4th down. Greg Moore drops back. He stands at about his own 24. Jeff Gemna is at his own 34. Alexei Gromov, he was roughed up his last punt. Kicking from the 39, he gets it off to Moore, who fields it at his 24. Moore sweeping to the left side across the 40.
across midfield, down the sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, and he drops the ball. The ball went out of bounds, out of the hands of Greg Moore on such a wet night at the 14. Huh.
Well, he almost had that one. He was streaking down the sidelines. I thought he might have stepped out. The refs were following him. He didn't, but he did drop the ball. He had it down there, Johnny. Look, he was going all the way, but 61 yards, Greg Moore returned that ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Marlboro Shamrocks deep in Moscow territory.
You know, Bromoff got off a pretty good punt. It went for 36 yards, but now Marlboro knocking on the door again. They have it 1st and 10 on the 14. Palazzi rolls out a shovel pass to Mark Sari. Across the 10, tried to hurdle a tackler. Alexander Katzman, the right inside linebacker. He picks up about 5 on the play, Pete.
Well, the Giants were kind of surging there. That was a good call and a good play by Palazzi to pitch it right out. Good-sized gain. It's a 4-yard pickup on the play. 2nd down. Caught him by surprise.
2nd and 6 from the 10. This is Pete. No, Palazzi keeps it, pitches back to Mark Sari. Sari sweeps to the right side, dives for the end zone, and has the touchdown. Mark Sari goes in from 10 yards out, and with about 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter, Marlboro takes a 13-0 lead over Moscow.
Sari had a lot of running room there on the right side. Got the pitch from Palazzi, and it was just a few steps into the end zone. And another score here for the Marlboro Shamrocks with the kicker coming on for the point after. Didn't take too long again. This Moscow team looks a little bit confused and so forth down here. Marlboro just moving the ball at will.
So with 8 minutes to play in the first quarter, it's 13-0. Toyas' kick is up and good. It's 14-0 with 8 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
So, Damone just said it was about 7, John. So it's about 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. Marlboro up in a big way, 14-0. It's right. This Moscow team is trying to learn, and they're really going to school tonight. So Marlboro is moving the ball at will, just marching it on the 2 plays, 14 yards for the touchdown. Kick was good. So with 7 minutes left to go here in the quarter, 14-0 Marlboro.
Some statistics from last season during the regular Eastern Football League season. Marlboro averaged 93 yards rushing per game, which was 8th in the league, but they led the league in passing with 157 yards, and they were 4th in total offense with 250 yards per game. Now, that's the team that for years has led in rushing, and then all of a sudden last year they said, well, we'll take the passing title, I guess, this year. And they took it away from Randolph's Bobby Witt. They were 6th in the league with first downs at 10 per game, 2nd in scoring with 23 points per game. They were penalized the 5th most at 57 yards per game, and they led the league in touchdowns with 30 overall. Toyas' kick is high, and it will go to Alexander Sheglovsky at the 15. He squirms his way out of trouble across the 20 before he is upended at the 22.
Oh, he had to run around back there. It was pretty well covered by the Shamrocks coming down on the kickoff. He tried to go left. There was too many white shirts there, though. Brought him down. 1st and 10 for Moscow.
Defensively last year, Marlboro only allowed 76 yards per game rushing as a team. That was 2nd in the league, and they only allowed 119 per game passing for 195 yards per game, which was 3rd in the E.F.L. They only allowed 9 first downs per game. Okay, inside handoff. It goes to Andre Mignalo, the fullback, 6'1", 220. Gets out to the 25.
Well, there's a gain. Put it on the plus side now for Moscow. 2nd down.
So a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 at the 24. The handoff goes to Sheglovsky. Sheglovsky, only 5'8", 184 pounds. He may be the smallest next to the punter Bromov on this Moscow Giant team. He gets out to about the 29. That'll bring up another 3rd down.
All parents again. Going along the line of scrimmage, making the stop. A short gain. It's only a 3-yard pickup, perhaps 3. Make it third down now. Third down from the Moscow 28.
Moscow is 0 for 2 on third down conversions tonight. They have a pro set backfield. The pitch out to Sheglovsky. Cuts inside, changes direction, stumbles across the 30. Out to the 32. Well short of the first down. They'll come up about 2 yards shy, and then it'll bring on fourth down.
They kind of padded that gain, so it is going to be short. Just bring up another fourth.
They didn't come, to what, 15,000 miles for nothing.
Well, exactly. That's where we saw the evidence of that on the kickoff when Moore ran it back.
Fourth and short. This is Sheglovsky. He might have gotten enough, depending upon the benevolent spot. Let's see. They're signaling first down. I think they want to stop the clock. I think even a Marlboro player kicked it a little forward. It is a first down. No measurement needed. Not here, Valerie. Our field is your field. Go ahead, take one. That's the first down of the game for the Giants. Welcome to America, fellas.
4 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. It's a first down for the Moscow Giants, their first one of the evening. Looking to perhaps get something on the board before the quarter ends.
They have the I formation now with Mignalo, the up back. He gets the call on the draw, and he bursts forward across the 40 to the 41. The biggest gain of the night so far here in the first half for the Moscow Giants. Andre Mignalo, the fullback.
Mignalo just holding on to that ball, just covering up both hands. Got an 8-yard gain on the play. He was just barreling forward and picked up a good chunk of real estate down there. It's going to be second and short.
Second and about 1.5 from the 41. They have a full house backfield, a T formation. Here's the end around. This is the receiver, Andrew Akulov. He got back to the line of scrimmage.
Eric Hackendorf got him from behind over there. He had to change direction, did the back. He gained about 1 on the play. It's going to be third down. Well, actually, he might not. He might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Good defense put on, though. Once again, by the Shamrocks. It's a big third down here for Moscow.
Moscow 0 for 3 on third down conversions. 3rd and 2 from the 41. Pitch out. This is Michael Trukanovich. Very close to the first down. In fact, he has it. Trukanovich picks up 3.
Trukanovich running hard through the gut. There he picks up enough for the first down. And the crowd's really whooping it up here in Marlborough. Packed house tonight, John. This is about the fullest I've seen a game up here.
This rivals a championship game crowd, Pete. I'd say there's probably close to 3,000 here tonight. 1st and 10 for Moscow, their second first down of the game. As they come out at their own 44 with a pro set backfield, Sheglovsky is in the backfield along with Trusov. There's a pass by Zhiltsov. It was intended for Alexander Sheglovsky coming out of the backfield in the fullback position. Falls incomplete. That'll bring up second down. That is the the first pass attempted by Zhiltsov.
Well, I guess it was a pass. It wasn't a lateral. Larry Dory, alert player that he is, was looking to see if it might have been a lateral. It would have been considered a fumble. Here we go, second down.
Maxim Marchenko comes to the near side. Zhiltsov looking downfield. The pass is nearly intercepted. A late hit there. I guess it was intended for Alexander Kondrachuk. But he took a whack on the play by Cavallo.
1.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Incomplete pass on the play brings up third down.
Moscow 1 for 4 on third down conversion is Zhiltsov. In trouble, scrambles up and out of the pocket across the 45, puts on the brakes, and then takes a couple of vicious hits at about the 48, well short of the first down.
Didn't have much running room over there. 4-yard pickup on the play, but it brings up makes it a fourth down for the Giants. It's only about a minute left until they switch ends of the field here. So we looking for a long punt here. The punter got a nice one off the first time out. 36-yarder, so.
Alexei Bromov is the punter. Deep for Marlborough, number 10, Joe DeFalco, and number 89, Seth Lamburn. Here's Bromov, the right-handed kicker. Fielded at the 15 by Lamburn. Lamburn is bumped out of bounds at the 35. The punt went for 41 yards by Bromov. The return went for 20 yards by Lamburn.
45 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It was a pretty good return on the play. Bumped out of bounds by Michael Trukanovich over there on the play. It's going to be first down starting out for the Marlboro Shamrocks. Now shuttling in for the Shamrocks is Stephen Lamburn.
We're seeing early that Moscow is lacking in special teams as far as knowledge and where to go and where to be once the returner has the ball, because they're ripping off these big punt returns. This is Peter Jackson, the big fullback. He gets out to the 39. And that will do it for the first quarter. So, they're going to let it run out. No, they're going to run out and they're going to, yep, that is it. Yeah, that's it for the first quarter. So we've come to the conclusion of 1 quarter of play from Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough with the score. The Marlborough Shamrocks 14, the Moscow Giants nothing. You're watching this battle for the bragging rights of a hemisphere on ABT.
A reminder tonight after the conclusion of this historic game here in the city of Marlborough, there will be a reception for the Moscow Giants at 520 Lincoln Street, the Prospector East Saloon.
He's down on the field. There he is.
Yeah.
Right there. Say hi to Larry.
Okay, here we go. We're back. Welcome back to Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough. And the quarterback now is number 2, Greg Moore, for the Shamrocks, running the option play. He keeps it across the 45 and crosses midfield down to the Moscow 49. Moore picks up 15 yards.
Greg Moore, perhaps a little versatility, little change back there at quarterback, John. We're replacing Palazzi, a little bit of running experience back there at the quarterback slot. He just turned the corner there and froze the defensive back of the Moscow Giants there and ended up gaining enough to make the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Marlborough at about the 50-yard stripe.
We'll call it the Moscow 49, 1st and 10 for Marlborough, the 3rd first down of the game. Here's the pitch out to Mark Sari across midfield to the 45 before he took a bump in the play by Nikishin, finally knocked out of bounds at the 45. He gained about 5. Stats through 1 quarter of play. Marlborough at the 12 minutes left. Greg Moore caught a 25-yard pass from Dave Palazzi. John Toyas' kick was good, 7-0 Marlborough. Then with 8 minutes remaining, Mark Sari went on a 10-yard run. Toyas' kick good. 14-0, that's where we stand. Statistics through 1 quarter of play. Moscow, 27 yards rushing, none passing for 27 yards total offense. Marlborough, 53 rushing, 25 passing for 78 yards total offense. First downs at 2 apiece. Penalties, Moscow 1 for 5, Marlborough 3 for 25. Time of possession, Moscow 4:59, Marlborough 10:01. So it is 2nd down and 5 from the 45.
Well, you have to wrap your arms on defense there, the last one. That's why you got the gainer.
This is Moore rolling out again. Moore took a hit by Alexander Medvetsky, and he throws him for a loss. First quarterback sack of the game.
Medvetsky getting back there in a hurry, along with a bunch of other blue shirts from the Moscow Giants. Big loss on the play. It's going to make it 3rd down and about 12 yards to go.
Marlborough has yet to see a third down tonight, Pete. So this is their first third down, 3rd and 11, as Peter mentioned. He lost 4. Medvetsky gets credit with the quarterback sack. He has a pro set backfield. Lambert is in the backfield along with Jemna. Now Moore throwing. The pass is complete to Andy Garofoli for a first down at the Moscow 36.
Mike Sloan was wide open deep in the left corner, John. I believe Moore didn't see him. He just went right to the short receiver. Hit him right in the numbers. Got brought down into inside first down territory, so it's 1st and 10 here for Marlborough at the Moscow 39. A lot of time running around back there. Moore had in his pocket. Good blocking along the line of scrimmage.
It was a gain of 13 yards. As Garofoli had the time. This is Jemna now sweeping to the left side. Jemna avoids a hit, and finally Medvetsky stops him at about the 37. And lost a yard.
A lot of running over there, lost maybe a yard or 2. 2nd down here. A lot of running over there. Good, well-strung out defense put on by the Giants to shut down that corner over there. Wouldn't let him get around it. Brought him for the loss on the play. It's going to make it 2nd down and 11 here from about the 38-yard line.
Marlborough with a 14-0 lead here early in the 2nd quarter. Grasses comes to the near side. Moore rolls out. Now dumps it out for Jemna, and Jemna makes a circus catch. Oh, a tremendous reception by Jemna. It was a gain that went for 5 yards.
Talk about G-force, John. He just threw it out to him, and it was like a magnet. He had to follow it and go the speed of the ball. He made the reception, but he had to go vertical for it. Made it, fell down. Well, didn't fall down, was brought down, what have you. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go here.
Marlborough is 1 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. Greg Moore calling the signals. The lone setback is Rob Lambert. Nope, Jeff Jemna. Check that. Moore. Heavy pursuit. Moore steps up into the pocket and throws. The pass is complete to Andy Garofoli.
What a catch by Garofoli over there, John. It was good defense put on by Branova. But he made the catch down there in the middle of the field. 25-yard pass and catch on the play, so it's another 1st down for the Marlboro Shamrocks. They're their 5th of the evening, and they're knocking on the door once again. They fumbled the ball, did the Shamrocks, and it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 the other way. Wow, big change of play here. All right, so it's now the Moscow ball on their own, call it 4-yard line. Wow. Goroshko alert enough to pick up the ball, give it back to the offense. 1st down.
So it is 1st and 10 from Moscow's own 5 as they are pinned against their own end zone. They come out now with a pro set backfield that turns into a split backfield. Zhiltov to Sheglovsky, and Sheglovsky gets out to the 10-yard line, picks up 5.
Pretty good sized hole there on the right side of the line for the Giants. Got the offense a little bit of breathing room. 5-yard gain on the play. It's gonna be 2nd down. We'll call it 6. The gain, that is. It's gonna be 2nd down about 4. Here with time we're not sure of. Damone nowhere to be found.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 4 from the 11. Wide to the near side comes Vasily Salachev. Zhiltov in trouble, and he is sacked back at the Moscow 5. So he loses the 6 yards that they had gained on the previous play.
Another good surge on the play by the white-shirted Shamrock. 6-yard loss on the play. Morrissey in there on the sack.
Moscow 1 for 5 on third down conversions. It's 3rd and 10. Zhiltov in his own end zone throws. The pass is nearly intercepted by Phil Knowles. The pass was intended for number 83, Andrew Akulov.
There were more white shirts than blue shirts over there, John. He kind of threw it up for grabs. Bring up a 4th down. Now for Moscow, deep in their own end. Couldn't take advantage of the turnover. They got one advantage. Marlborough didn't score again on them.
Now check this out, Peter. Alexei Bromov, who's had 2 punts, 1 for 36 and 1 for 41 yards. He's got a blocking back who was standing next to him, Vasily Salachev. Punts it out of his own end zone, and he gets off a beauty as it goes over the head of Lamburn. Lamburn drops the ball at the 43, finally picks it up at the 43, and it took about 4 Giants to hit him. He managed to make a return out of it. He gets a 2-yard return.
The overzealous Giants almost let him get through. A big 52-yard punt for the Moscow Giants. Incredible. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Marlborough in their own territory. Ball booted a good long way here.
Alexei Bromov, 5'7". He's 5'7", 190 pounds.
It's what's in the leg that counts, and it sure showed on that one.
So Marlborough takes over possession. It is Greg Moore, who began the game at wide receiver, who now takes over as quarterback. Now, he was going to hand it off to one of the Giants, but keeps it himself. Goes across midfield, across the 40, finally racked up at the 33. He took Oleg Sadov and Alexei Shlapnikov with him.
It's good to have the quick back there, John. Greg Moore, he's used to running the ball, and he knows how to move those feet of his, and he froze a couple of Giants and picked up 22 yards. In the meantime, the 1st down once again for the Marlboro Shamrocks.
Marlborough with 6 first downs here in the first half. They come out with the power I formation. Lambert, the fullback, gets the call across the 30 and breaks it free across the 20. Across the 10, finally racked up at the 6.
Took a few of the Bears to Giants, all right. Few of the Giants to bring him down. 27-yard gain by the back Lambert for the Shamrocks. Marched it right downfield. Giants have to wrap their arms, John. Got to get down there and tell them this if they want to go to school.
Yep, Pete, that's one thing they've got to learn, one of the intricacies. One of the most basic functions, the fundamentals, tackling properly.
First thing you learn on defense is wrap those arms.
1st and goal from the 6. Inside handoff. Rob Lambert. And Lambert gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Tried it up the gut on that play. Didn't pick up anything. It's going to be 2nd down now. Deep in Moscow territory.
Once again, thank you to the Nobile brothers for covering tonight's game. Also, Bob Kays, the owner of the Marlboro Shamrocks. Bob Brennan, the head coach. And also Bill and Ralph Grasso. And Lenny Megliola from Middlesex News. So it is now 2nd and goal from the 6. Moore is the quarterback. The pitch out to Mark Sari. Finds a hole. Looking for a 2nd touchdown, but he's driven backwards by left inside linebacker Eugene Vog.
He rode him over there, Vog did, and brought him out of bounds. Going to bring up a play from about the 4-yard line, 2-yard pickup on the play.
That is the first time that Marlborough has failed to convert on 2nd down. Actually, they converted earlier. It's 3rd down. The clock is inoperable. The PA man said it was 4th down, but the guys with the sticks on the sidelines have it as 3rd down. It is 3rd and goal from the 4. That was a 2-yard pickup by Mark Sari, and we're sorry for that mistake. Here's Greg Moore rolling out to the right side. Throws. The pass is complete for the touchdown. Andy Garofoli catches a 4-yard pass from Greg Moore. It is 20-0 Marlborough.
Garofoli coming along the line there, just open as can be, and got the ball and fell down and got the 6 points here now with the kicker on the field once again. Wait. So Marlborough having their way with these Giants from Moscow.
Gemna will hold for John Toyas. He's 2 for 2 on XPs tonight. He's 3 for 3. It's 21. No, it's no good. It's wide to the right. Oh, he shanked it. So, with time waning in the first half, the Marlboro Shamrocks take a 20-0 lead over the Moscow Giants here on ABT.
The EFL on ABT, enjoying their 3rd summer together, doing the EFL. Very cordial league, John. We're doing a good job this past couple years, has the EFL.
Pete, the Euro-Asian League of American Football was founded on January 1st of this year, 1992. The league's objective is popularization of American football in Russia and other countries of the Commonwealth. The Euro-Asian League is the American football organization that is involved with professional football in Russia and Commonwealth countries only, unlike other existing unions of American football dealing with the amateur sport.
Well, it's all by a couple of gentlemen, the owners of the Moscow Giants, who brought them here, so great to have them. There's the kickoff.
The kick will go to the 16 to number 44, Andrei Trusov. Trusov across the 40 and dragged out of bounds at the 43 by Kent Bartucci.
Trusov with a good return all the way out to about the 43-yard line here. So a good return. 29-yard return by the Giants. It'll be 1st and 10. Clock ticking. We're not sure of the time. It'll be 1st and 10. I guess there's about 3:10 left in the first half.
Okay, Zhiltov. Quick drop and underthrows it. The intended receiver was Alexander Kondrachuk.
The pass for Kondrachuk was thrown with not too much on the ball on the pass. He was lucky to not have it intercepted, as one of the Shamrocks was right in there. He's 0 for 3 passing tonight.
2nd down, quick count. Zhiltov, short drop. The pass was overthrown this time. That was intended for head coach Maxim Marchenko.
Well, they're trying to go to the money man, I guess, over here. But there were 2 receivers in the same area, and that's a no-no. If you're playing offense, you need to be spread out a bit, and he just kind of tried to throw to the coach. Fell incomplete.
And that won't get him any points. Zhiltov, short drop again, throws over the middle for Marchenko, and it hit him in a bad place right between the numbers. On the coverage was Brian Earl, the linebacker, out of Syracuse.
I think you may have heard the linebacker breathing over there. It did hit him right on the numbers. Fell incomplete, though. Makes it a 4th down. Another good stint by the Marlboro defense. Makes it a punting situation for the Moscow team. Alexei Bromov back there to do the punting. He's gotten off a couple beauties, 136, 152.
36, 52, and 41. A bad snap over Bromov's head. Down to the 16, and he is just nailed on the play by special teams man Kent Bartucci.
Bartucci in there sprinting down, getting to the punter, getting to the Moscow punter to make it 1st and 10 down deep in Moscow territory for the Marlboro Shamrocks. Loss of 28 yards on the play, so it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line for the Shamrocks. Refs calling timeout here. 2-minute warning here from Kelleher Field in Marlborough. The Marlboro Shamrocks on top, 20-0, and they look to be surging the ball once again.
That's right. Marlborough, they played Ottawa in 1990. We had a chance to see the Marlboro Shamrocks up there. So they're going to try a long field goal. John Toyas is going to attempt a 34-yard field goal. Jeff Gemma will hold. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So John Toyas hits a 34-yard field goal at the 2-minute warning. So Marlborough takes a 23-0 lead over the Moscow Giants.
Well, they're being a little bit kind to him here, I suppose. They will be kicking the ball off once again to the Giants. Maybe give the offense another chance to give it back to the defense. Good field position. Nevertheless, John, a good field goal by Marlborough. Using all facets of their offenses, they're getting a pretty good workout down here, and they're going through a learning experience, if you will. This being their second game. Giants' second game. Marlborough's first game this year. They will be kicking off once again. They kick from the 35-yard line, as this is semi-pro football. You're watching the EFL on ABT, the international version. Moscow Bears in town playing the Moscow Giants in town.
Okay, Toyas' kick goes over the head of Marchenko. That'll be a touchback. So Moscow will have one last drive. Here in the first half, they trail 23-0. My name is John Horrigan. I'm joined by Peter McGowan. Good game. We're seeing an excellent crowd coming out to see this. A lot of good publicity.
Good-looking crowd as well, John, here Saturday night. Summer equinox coming up.
Summer solstice. Yeah, we are at the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, Pete. That wasn't the longest half that we've been through where there's been so much yellow laundry on the field. It takes 3 hours to get through one half of play. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Moscow Giants. This is Igor Shiltov, number 7, a quarterback. There's a handoff inside. It goes to Michael Trukanovich, the halfback. Get back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Nothing doing up the middle of the field over here. Brick wall displayed once again by the Shamrocks. 2nd down.
Igor Shiltov, his pass is underthrown this time. It was intended for Alexander Kondrachuk, the wide receiver, 6'2", 198-pounder.
The one hopper doesn't count here. Shiltov is 0 for 6 this evening. A beautiful evening it is. The sky's like a midnight blue.
So it is 3rd down for Moscow. Here's a long pass by Shiltov, and it is nearly intercepted. Pick him on that play. Either Joe DeFalco, number 10, the cornerback, or getting back there to help out Chad Rainville, one of the linebackers. Falls incomplete. That will bring up 4th down. Moscow is 1 for 8 now on 3rd down conversions. Shiltov 0 for 7 passing. Here's their offensive star of the night so far, their punter, Alexei Bromov. He has had punted 4 times. They've gone for 36, 41, and 52 yards. Then he had a bad snap. It resulted in a loss of 28. This one goes from the 20. No rush. There's flags everywhere. It's fielded at the 39 by Lamburn. Lamburn across the 40. The 30 finally wrapped up by Bromov, the punter. There are flags everywhere, though.
May have been the Giants leaving a little bit early. You have to wait till the ball is punted. The 41-yard punt on the play. Only the ends can leave with the snap of the ball. The linemen have to wait. We'll have to see what they are going to call. 41-yard punt, 30-yard return by Lamburn. Good-sized return down here, and the punter for the illegal man downfield, so it most likely will be declined. And the Shamrocks will take over 1st and 10 in Moscow territory at the 35-yard line. Time waning here in the second half. First half. Second quarter. Okay, so they so they're giving Moscow a first down as there were too many men on the field for the Shamrocks. That's a big switch. 15 yards penalty on the play gives the Moscow team first down at their own 35-yard line. So they're going to get another crack at it.
Too many men on the field. So it is 1st and 10. Igor Zhiltov, the quarterback from the 35. Wide to the near side, Alexander Kondrachuk. Zhiltov has the time, throwing downfield, and it is intercepted. The interception made by Joe DeFalco. DeFalco bumps off a tackler at the 42, still on his feet across the 30. A return of 18 yards by DeFalco.
DeFalco just playing center field back there, got the ball and ran it back. A good-sized return on the play. Again, the Moscow Giants could have had him earlier on the run, but that's the end of the first half.
So we've come to the conclusion of one half of play from Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough with the score. The Marlboro Shamrocks 23, the Moscow Giants nothing. You're watching the bragging rights of a hemisphere on ABT.
For it. If you're going to be the short guy, all right, we'll flip for it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ready? Here, call it.
All right. Heads.
Heads? Nope. Tails? Mine. I know, I get the tall spot. Nope, sorry. John Horrigan along with Peter McGowan back at the half. The score. The Marlboro Shamrocks 20. I won the flip. The Marlboro Shamrocks 23. The Moscow Giants nothing here on this EFL special. International conflict as the Marlboro Shamrocks are right now putting a beating on the Moscow Giants. A scoring summary for you. At the 12-minute mark, with 12 minutes left, Marlborough went out 6-0 as Greg Moore caught a 25-yard pass from Dave Palazzi. John Toyas' kick was good, 7-0 Marlborough. Then with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, Mark Sorry went in from 10 yards out on a run. John Toyas' kick was good, 14-0 Marlborough after one quarter. In the second quarter, with 3:30 remaining, Andy Garofoli caught a 4-yard pass from Greg Moore, who caught the first touchdown pass. He has since moved to quarterback. Toyas' kick was no good, and it was 20-0 Marlborough. Then at just under the 2-minute warning, at about 1:59, John Toyas hit a 34-yard field goal, giving Marlborough the 23-0 lead that it now enjoys. Stats through one half of play. The Moscow Giants, 29 yards rushing, -6 yards passing for 23 yards total offense. The Marlboro Shamrocks, defending Eastern Football League champions, and they went to the semifinals in the Nationals for the Minor League Football Alliance. They have 123 yards rushing at the half, 68 passing for 191 yards total offense. First downs, 7-3 in favor of Marlborough. Penalties, Moscow once for 5 yards, Marlborough 4 times for 40 yards. Time of possession, the Marlboro Shamrocks had it for 18:40. The Moscow Giants for 11:20. Pete, first of all, your impressions of this game, the bragging rights of the hemisphere.
Well, the Moscow team is just a learning experience, we said, but you know it is so far, and they've been going to school. This Marlboro team taking them to school. There was a big switch there, John, when Moore moved to quarterback. They moved him from the receiver, and he's been able to open things up a lot more, I believe, than Palazzi.
Running the option play. We're not sure if Dave Palazzi was injured. Let's look at, first of all, the positive things that the Giants have done here. The Shamrocks realize that this could be a cakewalk, which it is. The Giants, they're strong. They're huge. That's why we went over at the beginning of the game, their heights, their weights. They're good up the middle. It seems that Marlborough, when they've had the success, it's been the short, medium passes, getting the guy open, but when they've gone sweeping to the outside, that Moscow defensively has had all sorts of problems.
Exactly. They're all over the field. No one really knows who to play and how to play it. They don't surge. They don't play a team swarming defense. It's not gang tackling. And, like they've been Marlborough's had their way, actually, with this defense.
You also mentioned defensively about their tackling ability. The Moscow team, they're having trouble as far as putting their arms and completing the tackle.
Well, that's it. Where you have to wrap the arms on defense. That's a main ingredient in making the tackle, and they just seem to be bumping off the big backs for Marlborough and not making the stop and having to depend on the back guys to gang up on them.
Zhiltov is having a terrible time tonight passing. He's 0 for 7, but he's only been sacked once. This massive Moscow offensive line has given him the protection. Unfortunately, he's given back to the offensive line for their hard work, throwing loaves of Wonder Bread, underthrowing and overthrowing his receivers. He's had a terrible time of it.
Well, exactly, and it's good defense put on by the Marlborough team where
there's pass rush.
Exactly, the pass rush, the defensive backs are covering their men in their zones, and they've just been getting nothing on the passing end of it. Have the Moscow Giants. So well, we'll hope that Marlborough sends in the second string perhaps here in the second half coming up.
Yeah, they need quick play by the Moscow does by their linebackers, because Marlborough is getting to the outside offensively and doing some damage. So we're going to return with the second half right after this. You're watching the EFL on ABT, the international version, the bragging rights of a hemisphere.
We'll be back.
Which one does it go down? Feed it down. Okay.
Okay, we're going to have the drawing for the 50-50 raffle. That the Marlborough All Boosters Sports Club helped bring the Moscow Giants over here to play here in the fine community of Marlborough, Massachusetts. The winner will receive $112.
Okay, we're back at Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough, Massachusetts. John Horrigan along with Pete McGowan. 23-0, the Marlboro Shamrocks. Well, we're back at Kelleher Stadium. John Horrigan along with Peter McGowan. The Marlboro Shamrocks leading the Moscow Giants 23-0. Well, one can easily recognize, Pete, that a young team having a little more than 1 year's experience is not going to be playing a proper game, especially the passing game, against a team that is experienced. And this team was helped out with several clinics held by Buddy Amendola, the former Yale University head coach, and John Ralston, who was the operational discovery for the World League organizer, and plus of months of persistent practicing. But now the Giants employ a variety of sport passing plays. The Moscow Giants, they are wearing their blue sweaters trimmed in black, silver, and orange. The Marlboro Shamrocks wearing their white sweaters trimmed in Kelly green. If you would like to, well, I can't even give that address out. Write to the Moscow Giants for some paraphernalia. Write to 6 Novobasmannaya Street. That's Novobasmannaya Street, Moscow, 107078, Russia. Telephone 7095-261-3060. The president is Konstantin Kozhevnikov, and the general manager is Andrew Shlipanikov. Assistant to the general manager, Vadim Davidov. Now, as we mentioned, the Moscow Giants, on June 6th, they played the Lockport Invaders at Lockport, New York. Then they play the Charlotte Outlaws in Charlotte, North Carolina. Then they come here to play the Marlboro Shamrocks. Then they go to Ottawa to play the Ottawa Bootleggers in Canada. Then they go to Albany to play the Albany Metro Maulers. Then the Cleveland Falcons in Kenton, Ohio. Then the Richmond Ravens concludes their American tour in Richmond, Virginia. John Toyas will kick off. Deep for the Moscow Giants is number 44, Andrei Trusov, who had a good return. And flanked to his right is number 37, Alexander Sheglovsky. Sheglovsky fields it back at his own 9.
Shevlovsky across the 20 to the 25 to 30. Sheglovsky gets across to the 34-yard line. A 26-yard return by Sheglovsky.
Sheglovsky with a good bit of running there on the left side of the line. He brought it out close to about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Moscow.
We'll be going over the starting lineups for the second half momentarily. 1st and 10, Igor Zhiltov, the Moscow quarterback. Short drop, throws it underneath. The pass is incomplete again. He's 0 for 9. First offensively for the Moscow Giants, the center is Sergei Novikov. The right guard, Eugene Karpov. The left guard is Vadim Arkhipov. The right tackle is Viktor Bili. The left tackle is Valery Likhanov. The tight end is Dmitry Andrianov. The wide receiver, Andrew Akulov. The flanker is Maxim Marchenko. We'll complete this. Zhiltov completes his first pass. It is out to the 44 and it is complete to Andrianov.
A first down reception of the ball, first one of the ball game for these Moscow Bears. First down on the 45-yard line for the Moscow team.
Zhiltov, Igor Zhiltov, is the quarterback. The halfback, Michael Trukanovich, and the fullback is Alexander Sheglovsky. Zhiltov, his pass here is intended for Andrew Akulov. Ball's incomplete.
Shiltsov, maybe that's what they were going over in the locker room as to what they want to do, the Moscow team. They would come out throwing, see what they can do with their passing game, as their running game has been shut down in the first half by Marlborough.
2nd and 10 now from the Moscow 45. Up a draw play, a collision there. The give goes to Andrei Minyalo, and he fumbles the ball. Minyalo with the fumble. It is Marlborough's ball. That is the second turnover committed by the Moscow Giants.
A little bit of misconception on the play almost there. We almost lost the Coke. Another turnover here from Moscow. They looked like they were getting things going down here, and then a play like that, Johnny, it was just a draw play, and he ran into his backpack there. Larry Heindelback on the defense, making the fumble recovery to give the offense of Marlborough first down.
1st and 10 for Marlborough at their own 45. Moore is in at quarterback. Jeff Gemma in the backfield along with Big Pete Jackson. They have a pro set backfield as Moore has some words with Jackson. The pitch out to Gemma to the right side across the 40, and he is hit by Medvetsky. He gains 8. Starting lineups, the quarterback is Greg Moore for Marlborough. Jeff Gemna is the halfback, the fullback Pete Jackson. The center is Mike Balzerini, the right guard Eric Starr, the left guard Ed Perkins, the right tackle Jim Murray, the left tackle John Benzinger, the flanker Jim Petkowitz. The wide receiver is Lambert. The quarterback, Greg Moore, the fullback, Pete Jackson. We're all set with that. It is 2nd down, and we'll call it 2. A gain of 8 on the play. This is Gemna, has the first down, gets down to the 33.
Good blocking out there for Gemna. Had two of his mates out in front of him, and he got enough to make the first down over here. I believe, no, close to the first down. It's going to be 2nd down. A big gainer on the play. There is a flag down. It's holding against Marlborough, so it'll back them up.
So that'll back them up 10 yards. 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Defensively for the Moscow Giants, the nose tackle is Andrei Gromov. The left defensive end, Alexander Goroshko. The right defensive end, Andrei Balashov. The left inside linebacker, Eugene Vag. The right inside linebacker, Alexander Katzman. The right outside linebacker, Alexander Medvetsky. The left outside linebacker, Vladimir Turchinsky. The left corner, Oleg Sadov. The right corner, Andrei Trusov. Strong safety, Alexei Baranov. And the free safety, Alexander Martinov.
Wrapped up right about at the line of scrimmage. Nice play in there by the lineman for Moscow. Garrett on the carry. Eugene Vog on the stop. Only a 1-yard gain on the play, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation for Marlborough. They are pretty converting on the 3rd down plays here. We've got a long way to go here. 7 yards to make the first.
Marlborough 2 for 3. On 3rd down conversions, they have a 23-0 lead. Pro set backfield. Moore gives to Pete Jackson, the fullback, across the 35, down to the 34, very close to the 1st down.
The quick fake by Moore throws a couple of defenders. Oh, he came up short there, John. It's going to be 4th and 1. An 8-yard pickup on the play, but it wasn't enough to get the 1st down. This Moscow team trying to suck it up here and shut them down. Force a punting situation or what have you. Ball is on about the 41-yard line of Moscow. 4th down and 1.
Toyas will punt. Yeah, Toyas will punt. The ball will be snapped from the 35. Dropping back for Moscow is Alexander Martinov and number 31, Oleg Sadov. Toyas' punt, a coffin corner kick, goes out of bounds. It'll be a touchback. 35-yard punt by John Toyas.
Toyas with the boomer into the end zone. So, it'll be 1st and 10 the other way now for Moscow. Take over on the 20-yard line. Another shot at it here. This Moscow team has had their troubles. Marlborough's defense all over the field, playing very well. Stay-at-home defense are the Shamrocks, surging and gang tackling. They want to keep this up the rest of the season, John. 1st down. The carry goes to
Alexander Sheglovsky with the carry. He picks up 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Trying the right side there. There you saw the pursuit along the line of scrimmage exhibited all evening by this Marlboro Shamrock team. Once again, shutting down the back for only a short gain.
Igor Zhiltsov steps back, now throws, and the pass is nearly intercepted by Chuck Eck.
Eck over there, John, he was turned around on the play. He was sidestepping towards the sideline in his zone defense, and then when he saw the ball thrown to the intended receiver, had to turn around. That's why he didn't make the catch, I believe. He got his hands on the ball, but falls incomplete to make it a 3rd down.
3rd and 9. Zhiltsov is 1 for 12 passing. Steps up, another pass poorly thrown, and it hits off the hands of Alexander Kondrachuk. Falls incomplete. Moscow now 2 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. That'll bring up 4th down. On to come and punt the ball will be Alexei Bromov.
All right, thank you. Okay, so makes it a 4th down situation, and so, all right. Hello, another punting situation for Moscow.
Yeah, the ball will be snapped from the 22. Bromov gets off a nice kick. It will be fielded at the 39 by Frankie Fay. Fay sprinting down the sideline across the 35. Finally knocked down at the 32.
The EFL's, one of the EFL's leading rushers last year, Frank Fay, 2 years ago led the league. 39-yard punt on the play. It was a good-sized return by Frank Fay. Almost 30, 29-yard return by Frank Fay brings it down in Moscow territory at about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Marlborough once again.
1st and 10 for the Shamrocks from the 32. Greg Moore, the quarterback. He took over for Dave Palazzi in the 1st quarter. The handoff goes to Guerin. Guerin gets 1.
Right on the right side, stacked up by the Moscow defense. Makes it a short gain. Half a yard. Look at this. We don't have a monitor here, but can see some awful beauties tonight, John.
Yep, and some pretty women here as well. All right, enough of that. 2nd and 10 now. From the 30 with a pro set backfield. Guerin, the pitch out goes to Guerin. Sweeping to the right side across the 25. Finally dragged down from behind by Alexander Medvetsky, the right outside linebacker, Peter, who's been in on virtually every play tonight.
Medvetsky, he's doing a good job for the Moscow Giants here. He made another tackle on the play. 6-yard pickup by Garrett. It's going to bring Guerin. It's going to bring a 3rd down. Guerin, that.
Marlborough is 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Wide to the left side goes Mike Sloan, 81. Wide to the near side, 89, Seth Lamborn. The handoff goes to Jeff Gemma, and he is knocked backwards. Medvetsky is there, along with a host of Ruskies. Right inside linebacker Alexander Katzman was there, along with Oleg Sapega.
Katzman helping out on the tackle. 2-yard loss on the play. Seems to be a player injured down there on the field. Can't decipher just who it is yet. Oh, it's Gemna. Gemma down there being helped off the field. So he doesn't look like he'll be returning. He's really dipping on that leg.
Pete, last year, 91, the Moscow Giants, as the Moscow Swans, were 6 and 4. Excuse me, they played 6 games. They were 4 and 2. And they scored 175 points for. Here's a field goal attempt by Toyas. Kick is up, and it is good.
It was about a third. Looks like it was about a, we'll call it 43-yard field goal on the play. Good boot, put it to that one. Ups the score once again here.
That was a 43-yard field goal.
So Marlborough having their way. Toyas with the heavy foot put into that ball to let it carry 43 yards. Be another kickoff situation.
He had to do that through a different holder, Pete. As number 23, Sean Linehan, held for him as Gemma, the normal holder, was injured on the previous play. So Marlborough takes a 26-0 lead with 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, or thereabouts.
Thereabouts. Time being kept on the field. So this Marlborough team kicking off once again.
Toyas will kick deep. Fielded at the 9 by Trusov, their leading kick returner. He swarmed over at about the 18, a return of 9 for Andrei Trusov. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Moscow Giants.
Well, 100% chance of rain was the forecast earlier. It looks like our weatherman needs a little bit of homework done.
Yeah, Damon was right on with his forecast, Damon Nobile. He said the rain would hold out. We went through some really thunderstorms, came through the Boston area earlier, where we traveled from out to Marlborough, which is about 40 miles west of Boston in central Massachusetts. So it is 1st and 10 for the Moscow Giants from their own 18. Zhiltsov throws, and it is underthrown once again. Zhiltsov 1 for 14. Defensively here in the 2nd half for Marlborough. The nose guard is Andy Miller, the left defensive tackle. Kevin Morrissey, the right defensive tackle. Larry Heindel, right outside linebacker. Kent Fartucci, left inside linebacker. Larry Dory, the right inside linebacker Carl Hume. The left outside linebacker is Paul Perrant. On the corners, Tom Grasso and Jeff Gemma. In the strong safety, Dennis Kelly. Free safety, Sean Linehan. The pass is complete here. No, but it's dropped. It was intended for Andrew Akulov. Ball's incomplete. It's 1 for 15 now for Igor Zhiltsov.
Well, the intended receiver, I don't think wanted to catch that one, John. There was a couple of Marlboro Shamrocks down there. The Falco, in general, was right in the area, and if he had got that, he would have went home hurting. Third down.
Moscow 2 for 10 on third down conversions. Igor Zhiltsov. The pass intended for Alexander Sheglovsky, who came out of the backfield. Falls incomplete. That will bring up fourth down. 1 for 16, huh?
Well, it doesn't look like the passing game is the strong suit of this Moscow team. But give them credit, John. They've come a long way to play some games here, and we're happy to have them here on ABT. The EFL on ABT. In the third quarter, this 26-0 lead in favor of the Marlboro Shamrocks punting situation.
Flags down on the play as the ball was snapped from the 19 and fielded at the 47. There are flags down. This is Frank Feo at an enormous return his last time. He swarmed over here, though, and in fact loses 2 on the return. Well, Pete, that was a 34-yard punt. We'll have to see what the officials are going to decide. The officials, the referee is George Murphy Sr., the umpire Tom English, the head linesman Dave McCarthy, the back judge Dave Carter, the field judge Pat Murphy, the line judge Jim Kearney, and on the clock Freddie Gardner. That means too many men on the field again for Marlborough. I guess they had 11 on the field and they're only supposed to have 10 at this point, Pete. So Bromoff's punt goes for naught. It is a 15-yard penalty on the Shams. So it's 1st and 10 for Moscow. They have 5 first downs, 3 of which have been gifts by the American team. Actually, the American officiating team. It is 1st and 10 now as the ball sits on the 35. Igor Zhiltsov, the quarterback. Pass is underthrown, but it is caught, and it is a reception for Vasily Solichev.
Solichev had to come back a little bit for it. A 5-yard pickup on the play. Will bring up second down. So there's 2 for 18, or close to that, what have you. Moscow trying to use a variation in plays here. Second down.
2nd and 5. Vasily Solichev with the reception. Igor Zhiltsov throwing downfield, and this one is intercepted at the 39 by Phil Knowles. That is the 3rd Moscow turnover.
Knowles, an interception down there. That's another turnover for Moscow. They've turned it over a variational ways here this evening. It's going to be first and 10. It's two interceptions thus far in the ball game. One fumble recovery for Marlborough. Gives the team 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line.
So the Moscow Giants, last year in national games, they were 4-2. They scored 175 points for, 89 against. In international games, they were 0-6. They scored 38 points and had 224 scored against them. So totally they were 4-8 last year. Handoff to Guerin. Guerin bursts across midfield down to the 44.
Flags on the play. 12-yard pickup, maybe holding. Some stutter steps put on over there by Guerin.
So the overall last year they scored 213 points for, 313 against. They lost. It's a holding against the Shamrocks. That'll back them up 10. They defeated the Caspian Sphinxes in national games. These are national games, 25-14. Then they beat Minsk Auroras 46-0. Then the Donetsk Cynthians 40-0. Then they lost to the Moscow Bears 33-12. Then they beat the Sphinxes again from the Caspian Sphinxes 40-9. Then they lost in the USSR Super Bowl I to the Moscow Bears 33-12. I'll go over their international games in just a moment. Split backfield now on 1st and 20. Palazzi back in the ball game. His pass is intercepted. Oh, what a sensational grab. Alexei Baranov with the interception. Oh, that was a beauty.
Looked like a center going up for the rebound there, John. Got a piece of it with one hand and brought the ball down as he was going down to the turf. Had an eye on the ball, made the interception. 15-yard return on the play, so it'll be first down for Moscow. Second first down of the evening. Second turnover check tag committed by the Shamrocks. Gives the Giants good field position at the Marlborough 33-yard line. First down.
So turnovers 3-2. Moscow's committed 3. Marlborough 2. So we've come to the conclusion of 3 quarters of play from Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough with the score. The Marlboro Shamrocks 26, the Moscow Giants nothing. You're watching the Battle of the Hemispheres on ABT.
How about some shots of the crowd? Okay. And there you have and we're back from Kelleher Field in Marlborough, Massachusetts, where the Marlboro Shamrocks lead the Moscow Giants 26-0. It's a first down situation for the Moscow Giants from the 33-yard line of the Marlboro Shamrocks.
Igor Zhiltsov gives to Alexander Sheglovsky. He loses 3 in the play.
Surging defense once again for the Shamrocks, giving nothing right over the middle of the line there, stacking it up and surging right into the pocket of the quarterback to make it a 2-yard loss on the play, almost 3. Make it second down here in the fourth quarter.
Rolling out is Igor Zhiltsov. Throws. It was intended for a receiver who was blocking on the play, Maxim Marchenko, and he was doing a good job blocking. There's a flag in the play.
Looks like it might be a late hit call down here, John. The flag was thrown after. Yes, it's illegal use of the hands, pass interference, what have you. Whatever you want to call it, 15 yards. Okay, the refs are being generous tonight to this team from the east, from the far, well, way over there, other side of the world. Battle of the Hemispheres here on ABT. First down for Moscow.
6, yeah, no, Pete, really? The 6th first down. They come out with a pro setback field. Igor Zhiltsov, the quarterback, under pressure and steps up across the 20. Very close to the first down.
Great open field tackle by Joe DeFalco over there, John. The quarterback tried the stutter move, stutter step left, right. DeFalco kept his eyes on the numbers. Where the numbers are going, that's where the ball's going, and he wrapped them up and wrestled them down, but not after 9 yards were gained by the Moscow quarterback. Second down and 1.
Now Igor Zhiltsov comes out with Andre Menyalo. The pitch to Sheglovsky. Sweeping to the right side. Has the first down. He is upended at the 10. Gain of 6. That's the 7th Moscow first down. Stats through 3 quarters of play. Moscow 31 yards rushing, 9 passing for 40 yards total offense. Marlborough 148 yards rushing, 68 passing for 216 yards total offense. First down 7-5 in favor of Marlborough. Penalties 1 for 5 for Moscow, 7 for 75 for Marlborough. Time of possession 26-41 Marlborough, 18-19 Moscow. The only scoring, John Toyes' 43-yard field goal at 5 minutes of the third quarter, 26-0. It is 1st and 10 for Moscow. They have 7 first downs. The ball being snapped from the 11. A flag flies. Shiltsov rolls to his weak side. Now cuts inside and took a wicked hit on the play by Marlborough's Joe DeFalco.
Falco over the all over the field there tonight. She's kind of hit him on the other side, misdirection. There was an offside call on Marlborough. The penalty was declined. It was an 8-yard gain on the play. It'll be short yardage to go. Shiltsov, big gain, 2nd down.
2nd and 2 from the Marlborough 5. Now they change up in the backfield as they send in motion Michael Trukanovich. Shiltsov drops the football. Tries to get up with it, but hey, Igor, you were tackled already. Can't run with it, bud. That'll bring up 3rd down. Loses 4 on the play.
The big Russian wanted to get up, but there were too many of those down-home Marlboro boys to wrap them up and say, no go, you stay down. Loss on the play. They were very close, John, to perhaps putting an offensive score on the board, as their points this year have come via the defense. 2 safeties, and there are only 4 points this year. That against the Charlotte team. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
3rd down, flags again. Shiltsov cuts inside, changes direction, and gets down to the 2-yard line. Very close to the 1st down. There's a flag in the play, and the refs may say, well, let's call this against Marlborough. Let's get them in. Offside Marlborough.
Well, they jumped across the ball there before it was snapped, and it's going to be a penalty against the Marlborough team to drive this Moscow team a little bit closer. Very diplomatic of the referees here this evening. It's declined. It's a 1st down for the Giants inside the 5-yard line. Oh, they get a loud round of applause down here. Good 3,000 people down here, John.
What's that thing?
The QB. So, 1st and 10, 1st down and goal to go for the Moscow team.
They lead Marlborough in first downs because the officials desperately want to get this Soviet team into the end zone. They're 3 for 11 on 3rd down conversions, but they have 8 first downs to Marlborough's 7. The ball sits 1st and goal at the Marlborough 2. 26-0, though. Moscow is knocking on the door here, trying to put some points up. In fact, this will be their first offensive score on their American tour, Pete. As you mentioned, they had 2 safeties against Charlotte, and they were shut out against Lockport. Last year in international games, they beat the Brighton B-52s. They lost to the Brighton B-52s in England, 18-12. They lost in England to the Leicester Panthers, 22-0. Then to the Bournemouth Bobcats, 38-6. Then they lost in Finland to the Helsinki Roosters, 44-14. They lost in Plattsburgh, New York. They're only one of 2 American appearances. I'll go over that after this play. 1st and goal. Shaglovsky falls down, leaps forward, and he is stopped. There's a loose ball. Shiltsov picks up the ball and goes in for the touchdown. Igor Shiltsov picks up the loose ball. Moscow is on the scoreboard. It's 26-6.
Sheplovsky slipped down there in the backfield, John. A little bit of a broken play down there, and the ball happened to go past the plane of the end zone, and the quarterback, Igor Schlitzov there, fell right on the ball and give that touchdown to the offense of Moscow. Their first of the American tour. 6 points for the Giants. And they're going to see we're going to see the point after team on here for Moscow. So they did get on the board. Little American gift for you.
Igor Shiltsov goes in from 2 yards out. Okay, now here's the point after. This should be interesting. The holder is Andrei Isiev, and the kicker is Oleg Nikishin. Nikishin will attempt the point after through Isiev's hold. The kick is up. There are flags everywhere. It wobbles through the uprights, and it is good. There are flags in the play. I'm going to keep bet and say this against Marlborough. The poor officials. Oh, no, they're going to call him back. Do it again, boys.
Well, They get a little bit of extra time on the point after field goal, point after touchdown team. If it is in fact against the Shamrocks, we'll have to see. Most of the Marlborough team coming off. The point after is good. So the Moscow Giants get on the board with 7 points. They trail in the game 26-7, but their first taste of plus points this year for the offense.
As I mentioned, this is the second season that the Moscow Giants have been around, and this is their second tour of America. Last June 20th, a year ago today, Pete, they were in Plattsburgh, New York, to play the Plattsburgh North Stars, who pasted them 46-0, and then they went to Shelton, Connecticut to play the Staten Island Bulldogs, and they were defeated there 36-6.
This league is great too, John. You see that a lot of players have come directly from high school. Many went to college, of course. But this is good action here in the E.F.L. These are the guys that aren't quite ready for the pros, but they're out here giving it their all, and then they're being graceful to this Moscow team.
Well, not bad, Pete, for performance. As I said, Moscow averaged 24 points per game last year. That was throughout the entire schedule, including their national and international games, and they allowed 34 per game. Whereas Marlborough averaged 23-4 last year and 7.8 against.
There's about 8 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Marlborough on top, 26-7. There are a few new numbers in there for the Marlboro Shamrocks. So Marlborough with the full slate this year, defending EFL champs.
Last year's EFL, the Marlboro Shamrocks were 9-1, the Middleborough Cobras 8-2, Randolph Oilers 8-2, Worcester County Tigers 6-4, Hockomock 6-4, Maine Lions 4-6, Hyde Park Cowboys 3-7. Fielded by Frankie Fay at his own 10, and Fay is knocked down at the 21. The Charlestown Townies were 2-8, along with the Methuen Outlaws and the Rhode Island Ocean State Buccaneers. Looking forward to a great EFL campaign this year, Pete, on ABT.
ABT in its 9th year in the EFL for 3 of them. And we love this summer football. Not used to these warm booths, but I'll take it every time, John. Beautiful night tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Pete, and I'll take international conflict on the gridiron anytime. I want to thank Larry Nobile, Damone Nobile, also Bob Kays from the Marlboro Shamrocks, Bob Brennan, the Grasso boys, Bill and Ralph. Very accommodating gentlemen. Thanks for having us along. Okay, so Greg Moore's back in the game. Yeah, they took him out. He was only 4 for 4 passing with a touchdown and scampered some huge yards. This is Don Guerin, sweeping to the left side, try to change direction, gets out of bounds at the 26.
Gain on the play. It was a good defensive stint there put on by the Moscow team. Gain of about 3 yards, so they held him short. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here from about the 25-yard line.
Guess they're all going over to the Prospector, Bob Kays' restaurant, for some American beer and Russian vodka. Okay, Moore checking the backfield. Guerin, he says to Guerin, you ready? You ready, Pete? All right, let's get to it. 2nd and 7. This is Don Guerin. Tries to reverse his direction, puts on the air brakes, but it goes right into the hands of Medvetsky and also Andrei Zakharov.
Medvetsky right there staying at home. Brings down the back. It's going to make it a 3rd down situation. 3rd down and about 3. So Moscow hanging tight here. Hanging tough. I'm informed there's about 7 minutes left to go here in the ball game. John, that's only 6 minutes left.
I think that they've already started in on that Russian vodka in the PA booth. Okay. Marlborough is 2 for 5 on third down conversions. They send Frankie Fay wide to the near side. Mike Grassis wide to the far side with a pro set backfield. This is Greg Moore, the quarterback. Gives to the big fullback, Pete Jackson, who is racked up around the neck. I think it was Medvetsky, the right outside linebacker again, and also Alexander Katzman.
Make it a fourth down situation. Looks like the punting unit is going in there for Marlborough. So with just about 45 left to go in the ball game, the punting unit is on the field for Marlborough, punting away to the Moscow Giants.
Okay, defensive coordinator, Pete, for Moscow. Say his name.
Konstantin Kohemenskov.
Okay, we don't have a dictionary, but we don't speak Indian. Low snap here. Toyas gets it off. It's fielded at the 26 by Oleg Sadov. It was a 44-yard punt by Toyas, and it was a 19-yard return by Oleg Sadov.
Sadov with a pretty good return there, getting close to the midfield stripe. The ball's going to be spotted about the 46-yard line. Be first and 10 for Moscow. And they're down in a big way. They're going to try to get it eclipse double digits maybe with the score on this possession.
About 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. They trail 26-7. A new quarterback in the game. It is Andrei Isayev. His first pass is incomplete.
Isayev threw it a little bit low there. Ball falls incomplete. Bring up a second down. So, on that play, pretty good coverage by Marlborough. Second down.
The line on Igor Zhiltsov, who was replaced by Andrei Isayev. He was 2 for 18 passing, 2 interceptions for 9 yards. Now they come out with a pro set backfield. Sheglovsky, who's been in there the entire game. This guy looks good, ICF. Throws a bullet, and it is complete over the middle. All right. Pass is complete to Dmitry Andrianov. That's his second reception of the game, Pete.
Andrianov coming up big for the second time. Close to the first down. It's an 8-yard pickup on the play. It'll be third down and about 2. Yeah, clock will stop. Well, actually, it's probably about 4 minutes. It's just a guesstimate.
Moscow 3 for 11 on third down conversions. They have 8 first downs. Andrei Isayev is the quarterback. He's got a decent drop, Pete. Here's a long bomb. Throwing down the sideline, incomplete. They were trying to hit the speedster, Alexander Kondrachuk. He showed some blazing speed down that left sideline, Peter.
Kondrachuk cooking right down the sideline. It was kind of thrown up there. It looked like a rocket ship. There's about 2:50 left to go on the ball. An ICBM. Cover Russian. Yo. Khrushchev.
So it's 4th down and 2, and the Giants say, what the heck? We'll go for it. They're successful. They're 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions. So 4th and 2, the ball sits at the 46. We're nearing the 2-minute warning. Have we approached it yet, Pete? Again, the time is being kept on the field. 4th and 2, all sorts of shifting on the Marlborough defensive line. They have the power I formation. The up back is Trusov. Check that the up back is Mayalo. The handoff goes to Sheglovsky. Sheglovsky has the first down.
Sheglovsky busting up over the middle of the line there. 11-yard pickup on the play. Another first down for Moscow. Their 9th first down of the ball game. So, and you could hear the Moscow team on the sideline really whooping it up there. So if they get another score, perhaps they'll have a enjoyable Saturday night here in downtown USA.
And Pete, they've converted 4 of 12 for 33% on third down. That's a good clip. 1st and 10 on the 35. Andrei Isayev
starting to lead them down the field, just as Igor Zhiltsov did on the prior drive. They come out with a pro set backfield movement along the Marlborough defensive line. ICF has the protection, throws, and his intended receiver on the play, Vasily Salachev, fell down. So we've reached the 2-minute warning here at Kelleher Stadium in Marlborough with the score. The Marlboro Shamrocks 26 and the Moscow Giants 7. Throw a little Spanish in there, seeing that this is the international flavor of ABT. Stop it.
Stop it, John. Be nice. The refs are being nice to this team. We might as well be.
The refs might as well be dressed in red coats with white fur and a long white beard, because it's been Christmas all game long for Moscow. 2nd and 10 now. ICF is 1 for 3. They're throwing the ball tonight. They have a split backfield. Here's the pitch out to the big fullback, Andre Mignalo. Mignalo slashes to the right side across the 25. First down for Moscow.
The back there following Eugene Karpov. Another good-sized gainer on the play for the Giants. First down, a 13-yard gain. So Mignalo with a big pickup on the play. First down.
1st and 10 from the Marlboro 23. Play action fake. Oh, ICF throws, and the pass is underthrow. He took a wicked shot on the play by Dan Olson, and Olson got up and right in his face. How'd you like that, comrade? The pass was intended on the play for Vasily Salachev.
Salachev there, John. He looked like he was waiting for it. Looked like a cat ready to jump on a mouse as it falls. But the ball was tipped on the line there by one of the Shamrocks. Get your hands up on defense, and that's just what happened on that play, where the ball didn't reach the intended receiver. Had it reached him, he might have had a couple of moves and then end zone fever, but ball falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down now.
2nd and 10. The ball sits at the 24. Time running out here in this battle of the bragging rights for a hemisphere, an ABT exclusive. I'm glad to have you along. I have to say that. Excellent job done by the Marlboro Shamrocks to accommodate this Moscow Giant football team. Good crowd, too. Everybody's still here. I mean, this is a rarity, Pete. It's like, I guess, a World Cup soccer game coming around. You don't get to see a Soviet football team.
No, sir. The international spice to this game has been quite tasty, and we've seen a lot here in the EFL. ABT has, and just another cog in the intricacies of ABT.
Spanning the globe for over 9 years.
Spanning the state. So here we go. It's going to be a 2nd down play coming from the line for Moscow. 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10. New quarterback in there for Moscow, ICF. He takes the snap on the 2nd count, drops back there. Well, good protection. Ball is tipped once again by the onrushing lineman. Ball intended for Shklovsky over there. The ball was tipped once again, I believe, by one of the Marlboro defensive linemen. It didn't reach him one time again. Brings up 3rd down now. 4 for 12 are the Giants on the 3rd down conversions thus far. Up under center. ICF turns around. Fake handoff. Little running room. Throws the ball towards the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown! What a catch down there by the Victor Lovanov, number 74, tight end down here. Touchdown for Moscow. So they complete on the 24-yard pass and catch. Get another score on the board to get into double digits for the first time in America. What a catch down there. That was 24-yard pickup on the play and a touchdown. Extra point team on the field for Moscow. Well, John, they made it past the double digits here, and they put it into the end zone with the point after coming now.
The point after, Pete, will be attempted by Oleg Nikishin, who is 1 for 1. It'll be held by the quarterback, Andrei Isaev. 26-13. Oh, it's a fake. Isaev, the quarterback, sets up, throws, and he threw it behind the intended receiver, Michael Trukanovic.
Trukanovic there in between the goalposts. It was way over his head, and he couldn't get to it. Extra point fails.
So, that is it, the final score. The Marlboro Shamrocks 26, the Moscow Giants 13. That concludes this battle for the bragging rights of a hemisphere. We'll return with our post-game show right after this. Stay with us as you're watching the EFL on
ABT.
Can you go up there and set it up, Pete?
See you guys.
Take it easy.
The best part of tonight's game was the announcer.
13, 19, 21, 18, 24, 26, 27, 37, 40, 50 yards rush, 50 more, 81.
This is the EFL on ABT, and this is Larry Nobile along with Damone Nobile, and what do we got on the viewfinder? Not a whole hell of a lot. Let's move it over here a little bit. Okay, well, that looks nice. So, Damone, what'd you think about videotaping tonight's game?
Well, it was quite an experience. See a Russian team, a bunch of free men. They put on a good show. They don't have the poundage that...
Was that freak men or free men?
Free men. They don't have the poundage that the... what's this team here?
The Marlboro Shamrocks, but it would seem like the Russian team has a hell of a lot more in terms of poundage than the United States team there.
Oh, I don't know. They look pretty small to me. They were getting pushed right off the line, and once Marlborough had the game in hand, they let up a little bit. That's why you get 13 points for the Russians. But I believe the Russians probably would have been shut out if Marlborough really were killers.
Anything to add to this, Pete?
Well, it's going to be another stellar year here for ABT. ABT in their 3rd year of the EFL. We're getting ready for another great summer football here in the Eastern Football League. You'll see it exclusively on ABT.
That's better than having a fummer of football.
Why? What was that from?
Oh, I don't know. I just made it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that might have a hitting meaning, but here comes the boss. So everyone get working here.
Okay, and I turn it over to John Horrigan.
Thanks, Larry. Flip again? No, no flip.
All right.
John Horrigan back with Peter McGowan at the conclusion of tonight's cable cast. The final score, the Marlboro Shamrocks 26, the Moscow Giants 13. A scoring summary for you. With 12 minutes to play in the first quarter, Greg Moore caught a 25-yard pass from Dave Palazzi. John Toyas' kick was good, 7-0 Marlboro. Then with 8 minutes to play in the first quarter, Mark Sari went on a 10-yard run. Toyas' kick was good, 14-0 Marlboro after one. In the second quarter, Marlboro continued the onslaught. With 3:30 to play, Andy Garofoli caught a 4-yard pass from Greg Moore, who went in to play quarterback. Toyas' kick went wide. It was 20-0 Marlboro. Then, with 2 minutes to play in the first half, John Toyas hit a 34-yard field goal. At the half, it was 23-0 Marlboro. Then, in the third quarter, with 5 minutes to play, Toyas hit another field goal, this one for 43 yards, 26-0 Marlborough. That represented all of the Marlborough scoring for the evening. The fourth quarter belonged to the Moscow Giants. With 8 minutes to play, Moscow got their first touchdown on their 1992 American tour as Igor Zhiltsov went in from 2 yards out on a fumble by Andrei Shaglovsky. Oleg Nikishin's kick was good, and it was 26-7. Then, with just 5 seconds left, Viktor Lobanov caught a 24-yard pass from Andrei Isaev. The two-point conversion was failed as Isaev tried to connect to Trukanovic. The final score, 26-13. Moscow, 81 yards rushing, 41 passing for 122 yards total offense. The Marlboro Shamrocks, 156 on the ground, 68 in the air, 224 yards total offense. First down's a shocker. Not really after you saw the officiating. Moscow 10, Marlboro 7. Penalties, not a shocker either after you saw the officials. As we mentioned, they were dressed in red coats and long white beards. It was Christmas tonight. 8 penalties for 90 yards for Marlboro, 1 for 5 for Moscow. Time of possession, very close. 33:03 for Marlboro, 26:57 for Moscow. Pete, an outstanding game. Good to see a Russian football team come in tonight.
Well, the international flavor, you know, we like to have it, and ABT will cover anything from international league to rain-out games, what have you. We're ready to go. This was a good game, though, enjoyable, and it's nice to see that they were very gentlemanly playing against this Moscow team. You know, send them home with some good feeling about the Americans, and you know, they gave them a couple of touchdowns. The refs were kind. Saturday night, live it up.
That's it. That's it. Ain't that America, huh? So for Moscow, they go to Ottawa to play the Ottawa Bootleggers. Then they go to Albany, then on to Cleveland and Richmond, and that concludes their international tour for 1992. For the Shamrocks, well, it represents the opening of the 1992 season, whereby they're going to be looking for their third EFL title in 4 years, as they are the defending Eastern Football League champions. So we're looking forward to an excellent EFL schedule this year, Pete.
Well, we certainly are, John. This Marlboro team is going to have to do a lot to defend that title because they have some stiff competition in the EFL, and it's great football, and it's good to see, and we want to see you every time, and stick around. The EFL on ABT.
So, for my executive producer, Mr. Lawrence Nobile, our weatherman and videographer, Damone Nobile, and for Bob Case, the owner of the Marlboro Shamrocks, for Bob Brennan, the head coach, and for the Grasso boys, this is John Horrigan along with Peter McGowan saying so long from Kelleher Stadium. The final score, the Marlboro Shamrocks 26, the Moscow Giants 13. We'll catch you down the road, everybody, as you're watching the EFL
on ABT.